So, watch any good shows lately?
Yeah, just finished Invincible, man. How about you?
Dude, it's like the most surprisingly awesome show I think I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
You knew about this show
Yeah.
before because it's based off a comic book.
Yes.
Or graphic novels, rather.
Hmm.
I knew nothing about it until it was premiering.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Ooh. Interesting.
I'm taking a sip then.
Sorry, I couldn't wait.
I'll take a sip. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Invincible is about?
Okay. About. Invincible is an Image Comics about a 17-year-old boy who his dad is from a different planet, who has essentially Superman powers, like superhuman strength, flight, speed, durability,
Nigh indestructible.
Yes. And he finds them like he's a late bloomer essentially, but then he finally gets his powers, and his father decides to help him.
Yeah,
teach him how to do everything and become a hero like him.
Yeah, and this is in a world where heroes live amongst regular humans.
Yep.
Regular humans can develop powers and become superheroes, or technology.
Yep.
Or like we see all kinds of homages to classic heroes. And the major thing, obviously, the dad is Superman. We see a Wonder Woman-esque character that's more of like not so much Amazonian, but like an Athenian goddess. We see another character's very similar to Superman, the Immortal. We see a Batman.
We see a Flash.
We see a Flash.
Red Rush.
And
we also get like an Aquaman, which is like a
fish man, which is an actual fish man. We get a Martian.
A Martian.
That's supposed to be Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, he's kind of like a mix between Martian Manhunter and like Plastic Man.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Basically, he's really stretchy.
Yeah.
And then there's the girl that has green powers.
Yeah, she has like she's able to like phase through things.
Yeah.
I guess partially like she's kind of like Martian Manhunter with like able to phase through like the ground and walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
While still being able to fly. But she doesn't really have like superhuman strength or anything like that.
And then, as such, I mean, there's villains that are super powered, or super geniuses that create different things. So, yeah, a whole lot of characters. Obviously, that main group in the beginning of the episode 1 is an obvious Justice League homage.
Yeah, like Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah. Yeah, not really too many, at least that I noticed, not too many references to any like Marvel characters. This is more.
No, it's more
based in like
more like
DC
more
style.
like DC characters. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool because I mean, obviously Marvel has like the biggest spotlight in the world right now, so it's cool to see variations on DC's characters that they're doing not so well with.
Yeah, I really hope that Amazon continues with more Image like comic books, because they're all very. Also, by the way, the show is very violent. There's a lot of violence in these shows, as well as the comic books. The comic books are very graphic, but they're all very, very well done, very well colored. Like, it's beautifully graphic.
Yeah, absolutely. And not to give any spoilers. I mean,
I mean, that's pretty much what this entire episode's gonna be. So.
It's in the first episode, so it's not really like a major spoiler.
Yeah. Plus, everybody and their mom put out that last scene of the episode the first day the first episode came out.
All right.
Like it was all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Like you couldn't miss this thing.
I guess we'll just say episode 1 ending spoilers. And then we won't get any other spoilers for the rest of the show until after we talk about the beer.
Mm-hmm.
But episode 1, Omni-man just straight up murders all of the Guardians of the Globe.
Oh, and it pretty much, because up until that point there wasn't too much.
It wasn't really much like intense violence.
No, there really, and
it was very much like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes,
and it has that similar kind of art style of like the old, like X-Men animated adventures and like
Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, Justice League,
Spider-Man. A lot of like the DC cartoons from like the early to mid 2000s kind of era. So if you had completely no idea about it going in, it'll 100% catch you off guard. Because up until that point, there's very little blood, very little like actual violence.
Violence, yeah.
I don't think really almost anybody dies up to that point. And then all of a sudden, like credits start rolling, and then it cuts to that scene. And the very first thing is Omni-Man just squeezing freaking
Red Rush's head
until his eyes pop out and explode, and
like his head just caves in.
So much
brain matter everywhere,
everything. It's just like I knew it was going to be violent, and I had heard that it was going to be very, very violent, and it was still kind of like, wow, they went that far. Like they went with as much blood and gore as they could possibly muster up in the most realistic kind of way possible. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of how you would expect a head to explode if a superhuman literally just crushed it slowly in between their hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, decapitations, and punching holes through stomachs. Disembowelment. Yeah, just like absolutely most brutal freaking ways you can kill somebody.
Exactly. Yeah, like the way he kills Darkwing.
Yeah.
Like where he just grabs him midair, slams him down, and then slams him the other side.
Yeah.
And you just see like his arms broken, his legs are broken, his head's all split open.
Oh man.
Oh man, it sets the tone for the rest of the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, it just pops that big question that you have the entire season. Why? It's just like why did he just do that? What happened?
I definitely did hear that a lot while watching these episodes. Well, I already read the comics. So I already knew essentially what was going to happen.
More or less what was going to happen. Obviously, there's going to be some adaptation differences.
Yes, like there's some
to each medium.
Yeah, there's some characters that that are in the series that are in parts of the comic that aren't in the series, but they're not really necessary. It's just like they changed a few things to make it a little more cohesive.
Yeah, and that's pretty much done with every medium translated.
Yeah, exactly.
From any medium to any other medium, is things are going to get left out or added in depending upon what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, holy hell, man! It's just so cool. I'm just like, you know what? Tonight seems like a good night to finally start Invincible. I started watching it after the finale, and I, thank goodness, avoided all the spoilers, because I loved every little twist and turn that they threw in, and I got to enjoy all of it. And even that last scene in the first episode, like, I knew something was coming, and I knew it was going to be violent. I just didn't know the context, and I didn't know the extent. And after I watched that, I'm like, I went and told him, and then I was texting my friend, and we're just like,
that first episode.
Yeah!
That first episode gets you.
It does.
As soon as you watch, like, because they're all episodes are 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So like, you're like when you're first watching it, you're like, wow, this episode is really long. Like, did I get already into the second one? That's what I thought. In the first one, I was like, okay. I was like, well, all right, well, whatever.
In the first one,
because I didn't see the time.
I felt like, because the credits started rolling, I'm like, huh, that felt short. I thought this was going to be 45 minutes. And then partway through the credits, it cuts and goes to the murder scene. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Okay, they're kind of keeping you on the edge here.
Yep.
Like, kind of playing with you. And that happens in pretty much every episode, is they start rolling credits and then
there's a little
big
snippet
kind of scene that usually cliffhangs into the next episode. Which, man, I'm glad I waited until this was all out to watch this, and I binged the crap out of this.
Dude, yeah, I was watching this weekly, and it was irritating, to say the least. Yeah. But then, like, after
they did release the first 3 episodes all together, though.
Yeah, but I watched all 3 of those episodes in the first day that they came out. And I was very irritated. I was like, damn it, now what do I have to watch?
You could have watched Without Remorse. No, that wasn't out yet, but
it wasn't out yet. And I was like, I guess I can watch The Boys again.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
That was the very first thing that they recommend, like, after you finish watching Invincible. They're all like, hey, you might also like The Boys. I'm like, I already watched that.
I did.
I'm very happy with that, and I cannot wait for season 3.
Which looks like it's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So excited.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, the first episode gets you just hooked. The whole season is very well done. The story's great. The characters are great. Like, there wasn't a character that I hated in the show. Like, out of everybody, I'm like, no one even really, like, irritated me that much.
Rexplode, but that's just how his character is.
But that's how his character is.
Yeah.
And, like, it serves a purpose, sort of. But, you know, his scenes are few and far between, and thankfully so. But, like, he never got enough time to really irritate me.
He had the same idea I would have had with Duplicate, okay? I'm sorry.
Oh, well... yeah.
I'm sorry.
But, anyways, before we get too much into the rest of the season, we're pretty much just going to talk about our favorite parts in that part, because there's not really a whole lot to deep dive into. There's definitely some cool scenes that we can expand into a little bit, but probably not going to spend too much time on it. Hopefully. We'll see. We always find stuff to talk about.
We'll find something to talk about.
I think we're going to talk about this beer now.
Yeah. Beer. Which is delicious, by the way.
Yeah. I quite like this. It's it's from a newer brewery, Hop Valley, out of Eugene, Oregon. It's called Bubble Stash. It's an IPA with cryo hops. And as the box says, cryo hops are basically you take the hops and put them into sub-zero temperatures, and it kind of separates certain components of them.
Interesting.
And so you get to use the more delicious parts of it in the brewing process, or maybe more concentration of it. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really research into it too much. But either way, it produces a very tasty beer.
It does.
It's not very hoppy. It seems to take out a lot of the bitter factor of it. But it's got a nice, like, kind of tropical fruitiness.
It's definitely got that, like, what is it, like mango? Like,
possibly.
Passion fruit? Don't know what that is, but it definitely has a very fruity like off the nose feel to it, which is nice. But it's not fruity. It's not overly fruity when you taste it.
Yeah, but it is still hitting some pretty good tropical fruit notes to it. It's very reminiscent of a hazy.
Yes.
So if you're a hazy fan, you'd probably quite like this. It's definitely on the fruitier side. And 6.2%. So nothing crazy. Nice beer to drink. Have a couple of them. You don't have to feel too guilty about it.
Yeah.
I know they make some other beers. I actually talked to a rep for them who came into our store the other day, and like, oh, Hop Valley, I keep seeing your beers popping up in some major markets. I just haven't had the chance to try it out yet. I'm always looking for something specific, for our videos. Usually when I go into markets that are not our own.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't think of anything for Invincible to tie in with it. Sure, if I had looked around harder, I could have, but I was really tired. And I'm like, you know what? I want to try this beer. I've been really curious about their stuff, and I think it's time. And so that's why I picked it.
It's a good one. It's definitely good. Yeah, I'd have this beer again.
It's not totally hitting all the notes that I want. I mean, for an IPA, it's not very hoppy, so to speak. Like, it's not like the bitter floral, but it's got a nice citrus vibe to it. It's more on the tropical side. I bet it'd probably pair well with some like nice like savory tacos or something. Something like very pork centric and fatty.
Pastor.
Yeah, pastor. That already has like that hint of pineapple flavoring to it, and so like this with a kind of tropical flavor would probably go really well with some pastor tacos.
Oh yeah.
I would lean towards a 4, but I'm kind of wanting to go to 3.5, just because I was hoping for a little bit more hoppiness. But I mean, all in all, it's still a really good beer. So I'm gonna say 3.5, just because I like to give the 4 and higher ratings to like beers that I'm gonna for sure be buying multiple times.
Yeah.
This I might buy once in a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with you there on the 3.5 too, because it is good. It is definitely good. But yeah, I don't see myself buying this all too often. But it is really good though. I really like this beer.
If I saw this in somebody's cooler or something for like a party and I was able to have it, I would definitely go for it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Especially, in like a party scenario. I don't want to be reaching for the 7.5 and over beers too often, because it'll get you.
You want to make it through the party.
Yeah, exactly. I want to remember the party.
Yes, that other big thing. But yeah. So.
But anyways, we're gonna get into the rest of Invincible.
Yes.
Kind of some of our favorite parts and scenes and lines and characters. Definitely some good character moments throughout the season.
I love how... Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert first. Spoiler alert. So, there you go.
Yeah. Bang. Alright, what'd you love?
All the different voice actors. Like, all the actors that they got in for this.
They got a lot of terrific voice actors.
Yes, they got Sandra Oh, they got J.K. Simmons, they got
Stephen
Young. They got Mark Hamill, they got Seth Rogen, they got so many people.
Yeah. I remember hearing J.K. Simmons for the first time, and I'm just like, I know that voice. And then once it came back around, I'm like, he wants pictures of Spider-Man! And then I paused it, and then I see J.K. Simmons' name right there, because Amazon does it.
Yeah, whoever's
even
in the
better
scene,
for
whoever's
watching
in the scene,
like animated shows.
Yeah, whoever's in the scene shows you that it tells you, it gives you a picture of the actor as well as the character and their name.
Yeah. Which is fantastic. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of the voice acting is, like, top tier.
Oh, yes.
Great people. I was very surprised with the Steven Yeun's performance. Like, I would not have picked him out.
Yeah, serious.
It's
been a while since I've heard his voice, so...
Yeah. Well, like, even then, like, I don't remember it ever being like that. And he very much portrays being a teenager very well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen as Alan the alien was so funny. It was so unexpected, too. It just came out of left field. I was like, what the hell?
Like,
okay.
Is that Seth Rogen?
Right? I was like, what the hell? Why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I like it, but... Okay, right. I wonder how this is gonna go. Like, I hope all these people come back because they're wonderful. Mm-hmm. Like Art the tailor. Mm-hmm. You know, he was cool. Yeah. I like Robot's character.
Robot's character was interesting. Originally voiced by Zachary Quinto.
Yeah. He gets interesting down the line.
Oh yeah, I mean. I had no idea. Like, I kind of figured at some point he was going to try and get, like, a new body. Because it's the first time you see who Robot actually is. There's like, oh, okay, I kind of see somewhat of what's going on here. I did not expect the direction that it went and the motivation, the main motivation for it. Because it seemed like, oh, he could just live the rest of his life, you know, doing the neural link to the robots, and, you know, that's fine. But yeah, his motivation being that he wanted to be with Monster Girl, who's a 24-year-old girl in the body of a 14-year-old girl.
In the comic, she's 29.
Well.
Nuances.
Little changes. I don't know why they would change that, but it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
But yeah, and... that he chooses Rex Splod's character to copy.
Because she found him interesting.
Yes. Which, I thought it was cool that they have multiple different reasons for characters having their powers. Like, some just naturally develop powers.
Yeah.
You know, some are, like Robot, super intelligent and, you know, use their creativity and their minds to create their powers and stuff. Monster Girl is cursed. Some people are aliens and just have innate powers.
Yep.
Like, obviously, Invincible and, you know, Martian and, you know, just, I don't know, we don't really know too many more guaranteed aliens.
The Thoraxins, when they come in, the people that the aliens that age really fast.
Oh, yeah.
The Thoraxins. Well, Alan, the alien.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, there's really not many. Not too many?
Yeah. Although I expect that to change quite drastically in the second season.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And not, like, for the entire rest of the series, just...
Oh, I almost forgot Battle Beast.
Oh, Battle Beast.
Battle Beast, yes.
That guy...
Super
cool. Interesting character. I can't wait to see more of him. I really was hoping for Omni-Man to fight him, because I was just like, he looks so rad, and he's just, like, so ridiculously powerful. And, you know, you see Omni-Man just kind of hanging out while his son's being nearly murdered. and you're just like, oh, is he gonna go fight him? Like, that would be a rad fight. And nope, he just stays back, hangs out.
Yep. That was a cool fight. Like, that was cool. Yeah, I was very excited about that.
Yeah, I was very impressed with how well Mark at that point was handling those villains, like all of them together with just Titan.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit surprised at how badly the Guardians got smashed.
Oh God, got so
after
wrecked.
They showed up.
So wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Super brutal fight scene. Like, you're thinking like people are gonna just straight up die. Like you were thinking, I was thinking that the Guardians could just be completely wiped out again, just by somebody else's time.
Yep.
And then even Invincible almost dies, but he's not going to because it's the name of the show. They're not going to pull a Drew Barrymore on you.
He's got that plot armor.
Yeah. Plus, like, he's a decent character. Like
he is. Like he's very much. He's very green.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows in this show, like, essentially what an upcoming superhero would have to go through in order to, essentially learn how to be a superhero.
Yeah, assessing and, like, coming to grips with the reality of, like, people die, watching people die, watching innocent people die, bad people dying, killing people, like the reality of what a superhero would be going through in a world of superpowered people. It's pretty crazy, like how well they dive in depth through that whole subject. I very much like that, and
the entire when he fights Immortal again for the second time. Oh God, yes.
Yeah. the whole time though, that whole scene, I could only imagine the way he was just yelling, "Omni-man!" I was just like, Kakarot! So like, he's just a pure rage machine now. That was great. And I thought probably one of my favorite scenes, and it's one of my favorite scenes because it's one of A, the most beautifully animated, and B, it's just pure carnage and destruction, is the last time the aliens show up and fight them, and then Omni-Man shows up to save them, and goes through the portal with all the aliens and completely decimates their planet.
Yep.
I mean, it's all shown in this reddish-orange hue, and you see him just ripping through things, and the explosions, and all of the gore that just kind of flashes by in an instant, and just the look in his eyes and everything. So much of that was just so well done visually, and the music that goes along with it just really like boom, 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 boom. I was just like, oh man, this is insane!
So cool!
I love this! I was so happy with that scene. Like, it was brutal as hell, but man, was it entertaining.
Yeah, it was a lovely scene. It was super well done. I'm very happy with everything that they did.
Yeah. Another favorite part has to be the scientist, the seismic.
Dr. Seismic.
Yeah, Dr. Seismic. That guy was hilarious. And B, the way he maneuvered and everything, and the way he talked about the founding fathers being slave owners and oppressors and everything. I'm like, well, you're not wrong, but you're kind of being a dick about it.
Exactly. I was like, I'm pretty sure Lincoln didn't have any slaves since he was, poor when he was younger. Also, I'm pretty sure Roosevelt didn't have any slaves either.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably had people that he treated like slaves. Because...
Yeah, and,
just how he was.
Yeah, and he did some other, probably less than saber
things, yes.
But, yeah. He did specifically say the founding fathers were slave owners.
True.
So that's factual.
Mm-hmm.
But just his whole character interactions and the whole bit about one-liners.
When he talks to Adam Eve about her costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just so many one-liners in that episode. It's great.
Well, there's the intentional superhero one-liners that they throw out, and there's Invincible's whole bit about him not being good at them. And,
so yeah, they're just all bad.
Yeah. And just the little quips that they get in there and that whole thing were great. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the ending scene where you see him, like, with making all the, lava men.
Yeah, the lava monsters.
It's just like, oh my god, he's coming back. I can't wait for that episode.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that. The whole thing with the Martians and the freaking hive mind aliens.
Yeah, they're being taken over by the astronaut.
Yeah. So I thought that was going to come a bit more into play during this season, but that's cool. I like setup for future seasons. It gives me promise that there's going to be more seasons. Mm-hmm. Like that they intend to have more seasons. They have plans for it. It's just all around. It's just a great show.
Oh yeah, easily.
It got me hooked in that first episode. I mean, at first I'm like,
I told you. I was telling you to watch it, man. I was telling you to watch it,
and I had every intention to. It's just shit happens.
True.
Yeah. As much time as I have in the day, I don't always have that much time in the day.
True.
Yeah. I got other shows and movies to watch because, we still do another show on Thursday.
It's what we do, yeah. Oh, God, if we set up another day, it's just another day of recording.
Oh, yeah.
But we have to talk about anime eventually.
Oh, yeah. Especially with, how well our Demon Slayer video has been doing.
Serious?
For a channel with, like, very few followers and likes and views and stuff. Demon Slayer kind of shot up a little bit more than we expected, and a lot faster.
So
have had a video shoot up before. So we're just like, oh, well, maybe we should talk about anime more and get into that. At least a lot of like the mainstream stuff. My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, stuff like that. We can definitely do some dives into and get into that a little bit more.
Well, when right before the next season starts, we'll talk about we'll do like stuff. We'll just divvy up anime and we'll do like
we've had this plan for 2 years now. So
yeah, true.
Let's temper expectations.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah,
but the whole fight with his dad. The whole thing. Like after he splits the Immortal in two and Mark kills the kaiju again.
Yeah. Well, actually, it didn't die the first time.
True. It's not
they specifically said that it was still showing signs of life after Omni-man had originally fought it. Which means already it was a tough bastard. Mm-hmm. So showing that Mark was able to actually kill it, even after it was pumped up, weakened, but after being pumped up. It's like we can see already some very clear signs that he's getting much stronger.
Mm-hmm. He's getting more control over more of his power because he's getting better, which is great.
Absolutely.
He's gonna need it with everything that's coming up.
Oh man, I can only imagine. He knows I know nothing. So it's going to be really interesting to see where it goes. And I mean, they've done a lot of lead up into where it's going to go. I always had a feeling, like, ever since pretty much the first time that the dad explains, Nolan explains to Mark about Viltrum. I'm just all like, like, it's plausible, but something doesn't add up here. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like they just kind of send superpowered people out to go help other people. Especially when he's first talking to the one guy that kind of flies in to go evaluate.
Oh, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Wrath.
That kind of hints at it. And then especially the Martians. Like, the way the Martians get way more aggressive as soon as he mentions that he's a Viltrumite. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, of course we know what a Viltrumite is, Then they're just all like, oh, we're going to execute these astronauts, and you're probably not leaving either.
Yeah, you're not gonna leave either.
Yeah.
Well. Damn. And then they're just running.
Yeah. Which is a great scene, also.
Yep.
I cannot wait for them to just even announce when they're going to do season 2. Like, just even starting production on it, because...
If anything, I can see it happening in July, near when Comic-Con should happen.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's actually very possible,
because that's like, they'll at least say that it's in production.
Yeah. Or when they're going to start production on it.
Yes. Like, it's in pre-production.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm excited for from DC is The Long Halloween. That comic series was great. And I'm very angry that they're cutting it into 2 movies. The first one comes out in the summer, and the next one doesn't come out until the fall. I was like, why? Why do I have to wait so long?
Because they have to build anticipation.
It's a really long story, but it is so good, and I'm just so bad that they split it up into 2. But I understand. But I don't like it. Marvel What If is coming. Super excited about that.
Yeah, What If.
Venom 2.
Venom 2
just got a trailer.
The trailer dropped today.
So excited for that. It looks so
What
cool.
If trailer dropped yesterday. We have a lot to look forward to.
Yes, we do.
Like a lot of that.
Yes, Loki starts on the 9th. The 9th of June.
Yeah.
And then...
So we still got a couple more weeks of random Sunday videos, but then we got Loki coming out.
Yes.
And maybe we'll do a season review of The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And do, like... I don't know. I really don't know.
The What If series is supposed to be 10 episodes.
Cool.
So...
I'm stoked for that.
Yeah. And... yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. We've got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Disney knows what they're doing, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. I mean, I did hear some things. This is all purely speculation, because I don't think there was any real confirmation on it. But one thing that I thought would have been kind of iffy if they did was they were supposed to have Doctor Strange, like in Infinity War, have Doctor Strange do like the little mind thing to Thanos and send him to fight the Living Tribunal.
Cool.
Which, it still would have been dope, because that's just an awesome freaking reference. But, like, to see Thanos...
Just to see the Living Tribunal would be cool. And,
but I feel like that's so much further ahead right now. That, like, that's kind of, like, blowing their load a little too early on such a major cosmic entity.
Yeah, well, he does...
It would have made sense for the Living Tribunal to show up after Thanos had completed the Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, he kind of does fight a lot of the cosmic entities. Like Eternity, the Living Tribunal, the One Above All.
But he also had the Infinity Gauntlet for a lot longer.
Death. Yes. Yes. In the comics, yes. Like a lot of stuff happened in the comics that didn't happen in the movie. But I mean, the way that they did in the movie is still really, really well done.
Oh yeah, I love the way they did a lot of the stuff in the movies.
I really wish they would have brought Lady Death in though, because she's cool.
That would have definitely been really interesting. But again, that's another thing that they can save for further down the line.
True.
You know, make it a different motivation for a different character.
True.
Like Deadpool.
Yeah. Which is also, like, tied with Thanos.
Yeah.
He really doesn't like him.
No.
Really, really doesn't.
Anyways. I don't know. Let us know what your favorite part of Invincible was.
Yeah.
Because, we definitely did not talk about a lot of it for sake of time and just kind of, we don't remember every single bit right off the top of our heads. As much as I would like to say that, like, oh yeah, and this part, and then this part, and then that part, and oh my god, this part. You know, like, I just remember some of my absolute favorite scenes, and then if you mention something else, I'd be all like, oh yeah, this character, and that, blah, 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 blah.
The only thing I can really think of that we didn't really talk about was when he was fighting the Omni-man, the robot dude, the robot man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think I'm saying that right. I think that's the right one. I can't remember, but yeah.
You said Omni-man, and I'm just like, is it weeaboos?
Not anime men.
It's a shortened version.
I'll put the actual term up there if I'm incorrect, which I could be. I totally could be.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, yeah, when that whole part would just kind of glossed over it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which they do. Like they do do a little like cutaway at the end of the show. But I mean, like, yeah, we'll see if it comes back.
I also thought the girlfriend. Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name right now.
Amber.
I almost said Angie, and I'm like, I know that's wrong. Amber, I thought her character was great.
Oh yeah, super strong-willed,
very great character.
Yes.
I love that when he finally tells her that she's invincible, she's all like, "I know, I figured it out weeks ago."
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm stupid. and I'm glad. I was really glad that they said that, because I'm like, oh, if they do like a reveal that she didn't know that whole time, I'm like, oh, she dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be really freaking dumb to not notice that things happen and your boyfriend ain't there.
Mm-hmm.
And things happen and suddenly your boyfriend's not there again. And like, especially in that particular scene.
Like how many times does it happen in other comic books?
Right. And it's just all like, how do you not realize how oblivious you have to be?
How do you not know?
How much do you not want to know?
Right.
Yeah. So that character's great.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the whole arc for Eve was great.
Mm-hmm.
When she starts out as a hero and then like just goes on just like, all right, there's heroes already. There's like way better heroes already, and I can literally manipulate matter to just help people. I'm gonna do that. And she does. And I was like, the freaking way she builds her like little tree bungalow was awesome. I'm like, I want to be able to do that. Just go out in the middle of a random freaking forest or jungle or something and just
be able to
my own bungalow.
Manipulate matter, like, would just be so cool.
I mean, literally create anything you want.
Her dad was a dick.
Her dad was a huge dick. Man, that was a character I hated.
Yes.
I hated that guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, the mom was a little more understanding, and she was trying to, get her to not go, but the dad was a gigantic
dad was a dick. And he does it from the point of trying to protect her, but, like,
in the wrong ways.
In the worst possible ways. It was in the most controlling and manipulative and freaking abusive ways.
Exactly.
He could say that he's trying to protect her, and it's all like, you're not trying to protect her, you're trying to control her, and like, make her live the life that you want her to live.
Exactly. It's like one of those abusive boyfriends that you see girls keep going back to. Like, why? He's bad. You know he's bad.
Yeah. But yeah, that guy was an asshole. I definitely hated that character a lot. So much so that I totally forgot about him.
Yep.
I
almost forgot about him.
I did like the kind of Drew Carey looking sidekick that Cecil had. That guy was kind of cool.
Yeah. Like the kaiju moves and he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Really?
Whips out the gun on Omni-Man. It's just like, really? Just buying time. And that's their whole play throughout the entire thing. It's like just buying time, and it kind of worked.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah. I did like the humanizing moment of Omni-Man at the very end, watching the whole baseball game scene. Like that was like probably the closest to like a tearjerker.
That
moment.
that hurt, man.
Yeah, when he finally like realizes that he actually loves his son.
Like everything, they're all just a speck in the existence of our lives. In 500 years, what will you have? You, Dad.
Like,
I'll still have you, Dad. It's like, oh God, why?
Like, didn't make me shed any tears or anything. Like, I didn't have any WandaVision moments, but that was definitely a good like wrench to the heart. Where you're just like, ooh, like, oh, man, I could feel that one.
Man, I should go play catch with my dad.
I don't know.
It was a great show. Great show, and I can't wait for season 2.
Absolutely.
Now Amazon Prime's got 2 superhero shows that they can keep going.
2 incredibly violent, over the top, and wonderful superhero shows.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Oh, absolutely.
I want them to do more. I want them to do Savage Dragon. I want them to do Supreme. I want them to do. I think they did Wildcat. I think they could do Wildcats too. That would be pretty cool. I think it's Marvel though. But Savage Dragon would be cool. Savage Dragon would be really cool. Supreme would also be really cool. He's like Superman, but better. More realistic Superman.
More realistic. Okay.
Yeah. Like, he's fought Omni-Man a couple times, and he kicked the crap out of Omni-Man. It's like, wow.
Alright. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this week.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about Wrath of Man in our next video.
Yep.
That'll be our movie video for the week.
Don't have high hopes for this movie.
I have higher hopes for it than Without Remorse, which, if you had asked me before, I would have said I have higher hopes for Without Remorse than Wrath of Man.
Everybody I've talked to that's seen that movie has said it's bad. They've agreed with us.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I couldn't not recommend it more. Notice double negative.
Yeah, just go drink a beer. And stand there for 20 minutes drinking a beer. It's equally as bad.
Yeah. Go rip out one of your toenails. That'll be a slightly worse experience than Without Remorse.
It'll definitely be more exhilarating than that movie. That's for damn sure.
Oh, man. I love how we're still...
It's almost been a week and we're still ripping on this movie.
Still ripping on this movie.
Oh, yeah. So,
anyways, here's to you.
Here's to me.
Once your life will always be.
If by chance we disagree,
screw you.
Here's to me.
Cheers.
Cheers.